Sadhguru. So I have to say, I really appreciate how much of a healthy mind it seems that you have. The way that you process information, the way that you experience the world, the way that you seem to be present at all times, even the way that you're putting that much of attention in me. Really appreciate that presence. I talk a lot about mental health with the youth. It is a word that more and more I become uncomfortable saying, because when you say mental health, you're already separating the other holistic health to one that focuses only on the mind, right? And when I talk about mental health, for me is body health, is spiritual health, and it's not only the mind, right? I wear a shirt that says breathe, because for me it's also connected to the body. My question for you is, can you talk a little bit about the connection between the mental health and the spiritual health? Because I see so many similarities in the way that you're experiencing the world, which seems in a very spiritual way, but I also don't even want to call it spiritual because it would be creating a division of how to experience the world. So, can you share something?
Better avoid that word because it's the most corrupted word on the planet right now. So, let me put it this way. In the yogic sciences, there is no separation between what is body and what is mind. We talk about the body like this: physical body, mental body, emotional body, energy body, etheric body, and there is what is called as Anandamaya Kosha. So the five bodies is what we're talking about, we're not talking about a mind. Because what is it that you call as a mind? If there is a certain volume of memory and a certain amount of intelligence attached to it, that's what you call as a mind, isn't it so?
Yes, it is.
Is it so? Hello? Why are you not in talking terms with me? So, if you look at this, every cell in your body has much more memory and much more intelligence than your entire brain has. For example, memory. You definitely don't remember how your great-great-great-grandfather 10 generations ago looked like, but his nose is sitting on your face right now. Your body remembers even 1,000,000 years ago how your forefather's skin tone was, not forgotten a thing. This kind of memory processing is not possible in your brain, for sure. And when it comes to intelligence, what is happening in a single molecule of DNA is so complex, your whole brain is not good enough to figure that process. So both in terms of memory and intelligence, is a lot more all across this body than just here. This has become important mainly because we have kind of taken education straight out of European culture and put it here. In the European culture, thought became very important because they went through about 300 to 400 years of very dogmatic religious practices, that anybody who thinks something different was dead. So, they broke away from that about 150 years ago, which they called as Renaissance, which was a big breakthrough for them, that they could think for themselves. Otherwise, everything that you need to say is already said in one book. If you say one more thing, you're dead. This was the culture. So they made thought, human thought, into a very big thing. But you understand this, whatever kind of thought you have is only from the limited data that's coming, that's already stored in your mind, isn't it so? With this limited data, you may make permutations and combinations of it, but nothing new will ever happen. So, when we say mind or manas, we are looking at a dimension as memory as a separate silo, which is all across the body. There's more memory in every cell in the body than here. And we are looking at intelligence as chitta, as something totally different. So to keep these two things separate is most important. It is only your memory which gets corrupted. It's in your memory that you go sick. You cannot go sick in your intelligence. If I speak this, people will become very… they think it's not compassionate to say these words, but I want you to understand this. This is because we have gotten trapped in our own memory bubble, that this memory can go corrupt. What happened 10 years ago, it can rot in your mind and become something very big after some time and cause this. Well, people always will argue, but there is a chemical process. Yes, This is the most sophisticated chemical factory on the planet. The question is only, are you a great CEO or a lousy CEO? There is a way that you can keep your chemistry the way you want. Just look at my eyes and say, I'm always stoned. Yeah. Never touched a substance, always stoned, and I can calibrate how intoxicated I want to be or how less I want to be any moment. This is not something… See, the important thing is this. The question is not about intoxication being good or bad. The problem is it takes away your faculties. That is a problem. So as we looked at it earlier, one of the most important thing for a human being is that our actions are successful. Whether you're driving or riding or doing something, if you throw a ball, it must go where you want, otherwise you feel not good, because the purpose of human action is success. So if success has to happen, your body and your mind must take instructions from you. So with alcohol, drug, the problem is your body and your mind won't take instructions from you, that's the whole problem. So we are not against intoxication, we are against you becoming incompetent, that's the important thing. So we can show you a way that you can simply sit here and totally stoned out, without anything from outside. You want to tone it down this moment, you can just tone it down and do what you want. Absolutely no impact on the system. This is not just talk like that, there's a whole lot of research on this. Scientists have found that there are millions of cannabis receptors in your brain. Why is it there? Because your body is supposed to produce it, you're not supposed to smoke. You're supposed to produce it in your system. And the Israeli scientists who researched this extensively called that dimension of chemistry in us as Anandamaya, because he did not find any appropriate word. He searched the Indian scriptures and found the word Ananda and called it Anandamaya, that if you want, you can just be blissed out right now. So if you are blissed out, will you get crazy, I'm asking? Well, others think crazy, other people may think you're crazy because you're always blissed out, that's their problem. They're the ones who are crazy because they've lost their bliss. Even the little joy that they had as children, that also they've lost. They're carrying such a grave face as if they're practicing their last posture in their life. Yes, I'm telling you, you don't have to practice, it'll naturally come. When you die, you get the posture. You don't have to practice out all the time on the street. So, mental health, looking at it separately is not the best way to do it. You must look at the physical, chemical balance within the system. If this one thing you manage, being physically well, mentally well is a natural consequence. The problem with the whole kind of education we have is, we want the consequence without the process. You don't bother about the consequence, you handle the process right, the consequence will happen. Now you want… mangoes are coming already there in Bangalore?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Mango is sweet, everybody likes to eat it, but nobody is interested in the tree. If you nurture the tree, mangoes will fall on your head, you don't have to dream about mangoes, anyway it'll come. Instead of nurturing the tree, people dream about mangoes. This is called as being goal-oriented. In yoga we say, if you're goal-oriented, you have one eye on the goal. You have one eye on the goal and only one eye to find your way, you have become incompetent. It's very important that today, this moment, whatever the hell you're doing, to do it as well as you can is more important than what will happen in the end, what will happen in the end. There's no such thing. Somebody, one of the celebrities in the country coming and asking me, Sadhguru, can you tell us how we can beat Pakistan in the cricket match? I said, beating Pakistan is Indian Army's job, you bloody hit the ball, huh?
How's the Josh?